This was Ayn Rand's answer to a question following her lecture on the conflict between reason and irrational emotion, Apollo and Dionysus. What is your opinion of drug prohibition?
I do not approve of any government controls over consumption generally of every kind, so as to eliminate this confusion in your mind. I would advocate that all restrictions on drugs be removed. I don't believe that the government has the right to tell adults what they do with their own health and their own life. But that places a much greater moral responsibility on the individual. Just because the government shouldn't prohibit not only marijuana, take the worst of them, whichever it is, heroin, LSD, or cocaine, I don't know what's the worst, or morphine. I don't think the government should prohibit any of them, except, of course, sale to minors. That would be proper. But for adults, I think they should be free to kill themselves in any ways they want to. That is why it is a moral issue. It is the responsibility of the individual not to take the kind of things, physical, chemical things, which destroy his mind. I would say I would fight for your right to use marijuana, and I'd fight you morally to the death that you should not do it, except, of course, in a free society, I wouldn't have to deal with you at all if you want to take it and we disagree. All that the government should do is only protect citizens from the consequences of those who take drugs. That is, if they turn to crime, if they rob in order to provide themselves with money, that is the province of the government. But you know, drugs would be much cheaper if it weren't for government law, just as under Prohibition. It was the bootleggers who didn't want the repeal of Prohibition because criminals made fortunes. Because alcohol was forbidden. Same here. It is the underworld that is spreading the drug traffic, particularly to the young. And then the addicts become new pushers because drugs are so expensive and they need the money. It would be much cheaper and easier and morally much more vicious on the part of anyone who would take drugs if they were permitted by the government.